Hey, core reporters, welcome back to my channel. Listen, there was some tea that was spilled on Kail's podcast about a month ago where she claimed that she accidentally left out an adult toy in the middle of her kitchen table. I believe it was like the island or something like that. She said it was the kitchen counter, and one of her children happened to see it. I believe this was Isaac, and he was really upset by it to the point where he wrote her a note that was very scathing, which we will get into later in this video. So obviously that confession caused a lot of controversy online. A lot of people were talking about it, kind of the absurdity of it all and just like the strangeness as well. And not only the fact that she accidentally left this toy on the kitchen counter, but the way in which Isaac addressed the situation and other situations involving Kail outside of just this toy. So she recently, as we know, I did a video about this a couple weeks ago, but she recently won a Webby Awards for her Baby Mama's No Drama podcast that she co-hosts with V. And so in the award show at the ceremony, she did an interview with Page Six and talked a little bit more about what went down when she left that adult toy on the kitchen counter. And I wanted to share the interview with you because I do think that this is something that would be interesting to you. So apologies in advance in case you try to kind of like block this from your memory because it is a very bizarre story at the end of the day, but I did figure it could be quite juicy. So let's get into what it is that Kail actually had to say about the infamous dildo gate. I don't know if it was a dildo or a vibrator or anything else, but I'm going to call it dildo gate because I find it quite funny personally. So when Page Six caught up with her at the award show, they asked her like, hey, so what's the deal with that situation with Isaac when he found your intimate toys that you left behind on the kitchen counter? So Kail says, and I quote, I will absolutely be more careful putting adult toys away. I mean, come on, that was a mom fail. That was a big deal. So I am happy that she's not minimizing it. Then she says that what happened at the time was that she was filming a sponsored post for a brand. But I do find it odd that you would film a sponsored toy for a sponsored post for an adult toy in your kitchen. Like typically you're supposed to provide context for products, and typically people are not shoving dildos up their coochies in the kitchen, right? They're typically doing that in their bedroom or whatever. So that was already a very strange decision and quite a flimsy excuse in my personal opinion, but I digress. So she says they're adult toys and Isaac is not dumb. So what happened basically was Isaac saw the toys in a box on the counter and he left behind a post-it note, which is what we're about to get into right now. So on the post-it note, Isaac very sternly told her to put her keychains away. And by keychains, he means adult toys away. He just did not want to use those words. And that's not all. He says, don't leave them on the counter. And after that, he continues on to add, use a condom before you end up with yet another kid, which in my mind is wow, like incredibly disrespectful for a child to say to you, incredibly embarrassing, incredibly weird. Just because the way he's talking about before you end up with yet another kid, use a condom. To me, that is the sign of a not like, how do you explain? Like children are not being brought in loving, healthy, happy unions. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the average kid, when the parents say that they're going to have a brother or a sister or whatever, like it's within the context of like, you know, a together family, this, that, and the other. It's not chaos. It's not, hey, this is a new man I just met. By the way, I'm pregnant. So you're going to have a new brother or sister, but like you don't share the same dad with this person. You know what I mean? Each and every time, which is something that Isaac has gone through a couple times already with her. So I feel like that is like kind of some of the resentment there. But I am leaving some room for it to just be the fact that like he's tired of all these kids, right? Because sometimes some kids don't like having a bunch of siblings. They don't like the baby stage restarting every couple of years. Like how annoying to have a kid like crying and screaming in the house every couple of years because there are new babies being born, even if it is a family that's all together and like lovey-dovey and happy and stuff like that, you know, like the same parents for every child. So it is a little bit complicated in that respect, but I still do find it to be quite a shocking thing for a 13-year-old to scold his mom about and say like I don't know, it was weird. I personally felt like it was quite a book, but I digress. Kail finds it to be a cute and funny story. So it just is what it is at the end of the day. She has said, though, in the past that Isaac doesn't really like kids, so she doesn't see him having kids in the future. So perhaps that's why she finds it to be particularly cute and endearing, because she knows, like, based on his personality, it's not a, you know, multiple baby daddy thing. It's just he doesn't like kids thing or something like that. I'm not sure, but basically that's what the update is about Dildo Gate and how she left a toy on the kitchen counter because she was allegedly filming an ad for it. Again, I don't understand why she would be filming an ad for an adult toy in her kitchen. I don't know anyone who shoves dildos up their cooter or up their pooper in the kitchen, as they're kind of making a casserole or something like that. I don't know, but I, I'm picturing someone cooking, stirring their food with a dildo hanging out of their butt. How strange, how random. But, that is Kail at the end of the day. She is just a strange and random woman. So what can you say? What can you do? And what can you expect, right? Let me know what you think about all of this. Is her update about Dildo Gate satisfactory to you or not? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions, including your reaction to Isaac's post-it note in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.